Have you ever been in an argument with someone? Have you noticed that there's lots of heated debates going on all the time? What is an argument? Well, an argument is your stance. It means your point of view or your justification for a course of action or an understanding of a concept. So you explain something based on your argument is that because of this we get that. So that when you're constructing a university thesis or dissertation or an essay, what you do is you construct a bunch of arguments, string them together and come to a conclusion. You open up your essay with a proposal, and that proposal could be the case you're arguing. So here's an example. You could say, I believe that my football team is the best team in the United Kingdom. So that would be your proposal. And then you've got to make it convincing. So you will start to go, so as you go through your essay, the first thing you'd have to do is name your football team, define who they are, and how many players are permanent, so that we know what that is. So you've defined the subject you're talking about. The next thing you'd have to do is say the best. So you define what the best is. What does the best mean? Does that mean they're the best looking people? They've got the best football strip? Or they get better results? So what you do is you take each individual topic, like the football strip, say, you say, the colour is very pretty and it's highly styled. So they've got the best football strip. And then the next topic would be the style of play. And they play real football, my team, not cautious football. They are always attacking and they don't play for a draw. And then you might go on and say the next topic would be how good looking are the players. And you could then say, well, if you look at all sorts of teams and look at our team, you can see there's a high percentage of very good looking players on this team. Without a shadow of doubt, we're better looking. And then you can see a value for money. And because our team play very well, when someone buys a ticket, we give them better value for money. And our supporters are the best and well behaved, and they never swear. So that makes us better as well. So what you do is you go through a number of different ones and then conclude. So therefore, when we add all this together, you can clearly see that we are the best team in the United Kingdom by a long chalk, because I've just explained it. So that's how you make your case. Well, why people get into an argument and are constantly in arguments is because they don't do that. What they do is they learn an adversarial stance. And this comes from being trained to think that you can't make a valid point. All you can do is counter someone else's point. So if you notice in a football team has got one side and another, and we have an adversarial situation where it's you're us or you're them. Now, if you think about Westminster Parliament, it's these people on this side, these people on the other side. And a vast majority of people who are in Parliament are lawyers. They're trained barristers, lawyers. They're trained in argument. And the law trains you in adversarial counters. So you don't actually ever want to agree with the other person. You want to score points. So this means that we get into the habit of we can only express ourselves by trying to shout the other person down. And this means we can no longer cooperate with anybody else because we have to win. It becomes confrontational. And that's why people cannot make a point without becoming aggressive. Now, a dialectic is where you express points and learn off each other. A dialectic is when you make your point, which will have pros and cons. The other person makes their point, which will have pros and cons. And you say, so what can we learn from your stance? What can we learn from my stance? And is there anything we can do to improve everybody's lot, rather than just us or them, you or me? So adversarial stances are learned habits. It doesn't have to be that way. You can actually cooperate, but that's not how we've been trained to think and act.